1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster.
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honeybee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go and a special bonus episode. I'm your host, Precious D, and with me today is epic, legendary comic book kaiju artist Matt Frank to talk to us about a project he has kickstarting. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate being here. Is this my first time on the show?
Sort of. We recorded an interview at G-Fest a couple years ago, but this is the first proper appearance.
Cool. Right on. Right on. Well, that's great. I'm very glad to finally make it happen. Yeah. I'm just honestly, it's just been a bit of a whirlwind because we launched the Kickstarter and I have been like ping-ponging around different shows. It's been really fun.
Yeah. Well, we just saw you at Kaiju Go, so you had to do all of that and then get back in time to launch the Kickstarter. So before we talk about that, though, I think the most important question right now is, are you collecting the Hello Kitty Godzilla Happy Meal toys?
It's funny you say that because I just reached over to adjust my my volume on my speaker and proceeded to knock over two of the three that I have. I currently only have Godzilla, Ghidorah, and Mothra.
Okay.
That's all I've been able to find locally, although I've been told that Rodan's floating around out there.
Yes.
A friend on Instagram acquired a Rodan for me in exchange for Godzilla, because she had not been able to find one yet. So that was nice. Oh, there goes Ghidorah. But, yeah, it's been really cool. As I understand it, Aaron Gregory over at Toho really spearheaded this project. And AJ is has been a friend for a long time, and he's just such a passionate fan and a really great artist in his own right. So it's amazing to it's just I believe this is the first time we've ever had Godzilla Happy Meal toys in America, at least.
It's first I remember. I know when the first American movie came out, they had a Burger King deal, not a McDonald's
I thought it
deal.
was Taco Bell.
Oh no, you're right. It was Taco Bell.
Yeah, they had Taco Bell, and then later they had Carl's Jr.'s, Carl Jr.'s for the animated series.
Okay.
But yeah, it feels like something that is like, I would not be surprised if, because these have been so successful, I would not be surprised if, like, for one of the next Godzilla movies, they decided, the heck with it, let's just do, like, proper Godzilla movie Happy Meal toys.
Right.
Which it's just such a nostalgic idea, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's all over my Instagram, and I don't know if that's just because of the nature of my feed or if it's really that many people, and so many people saying I haven't been in a McDonald's for years, so it's getting the job done.
Yeah.
A few tips, folks,
Yeah,
if you're trying to collect them. I got a couple tips for you.
There you
Go
ahead,
inside.
ahead.
Go inside. Just ask them what toys they have, and they might sell them to you without having to buy the Happy Meal. I see people saying, "Oh, I got duplicates. Yeah, the store might only have one figure. That's why you got duplicates. They're not in blind boxes. They're clearly labeled which one is in there. So you don't have to make it a crapshoot. You can go in and ask. Just be nice and be patient. You know, they probably got a lot of people asking about it. But if you just go through the drive-thru and order a Happy Meal, well, you're going to get what you get. So yeah, just get out
Yeah.
of the car for goodness sake.
It's I get it to a certain extent because I do think that there's still some folks who are a little self-conscious about asking for a Happy Meal, because
Hmm.
if you're an adult, and
Right.
it is ostensibly for kids, like it's
Right.
or I mean it. Let's be clear, it is definitely targeted to a specific type of collector. Um,
Yes.
but that being said, like you just said, D, like just be nice, be courteous, be patient. A lot of McDonald's are also, this is something I didn't really comprehend until recently. So my partner Caston worked in McDonald's for years. Like that was like one of her
Hmm.
first jobs, and her thing was that she told me was like all the McDonald's are owned individually. They all have their own
Yeah.
individual owners. Corporate just sends stuff to them, and it's kind of up to the McDonald's for how they want to do business. The individual stores, and so some of them will sell them to you individually. Some of them you have to buy a Happy Meal. Some of them are like, hey, we were doing it individually, but we've had such a demand that now you have to get a Happy Meal. Like
Hmm.
it's just roll the
Yeah.
punches.
Yeah. They made me buy a meal for the World Cup cups, but those same stores are letting me
Yeah.
buy the toys by themselves. But the real reason we're here is to talk about
Yeah.
your Kickstarter launch. Now, you've been
Yes.
drawing comics and writing comics for other people for a long time.
Hmm.
A lot of Godzilla stuff, some Mothra, but
Yeah.
you're launching now your own created book called State of the Monsters. So tell the folks about it.
Yeah, like you said, I've been doing licensed stuff for 16 years. Just over 16 years, I think, at this point. Um, I think. Anyway, and I've just been kind of rolling this new project, State of the Monsters, around in my head for a while. And I've been wanting to do something original for a long time, like that's kind of the dream of a lot of comic artists and writers, is to make your own thing. And I remember people used to ask me that all the time, and I was just, well, I just didn't have an idea. I needed an idea. I needed a good idea. And as I got older, it became harder because my tastes and instincts slowly changed over the years, and I was like, there's got to be, I've got to have an angle. I've got to have a hook, something unique. Um, and I'm sure I'll get into more thoughts about that later. But yeah, so State of the Monsters is it's not my first original comic, period. I did a creator-owned book a couple of years ago called Miss Medusa's Monstrous Menagerie, with a lot of the same folks that I'm working on this now. Um, but State of the Monsters is my first original, like, this is mine, this is my IP, my brand. Um, and I've, been cranking at it, chipping away at it for 5 or 6 years now, and here we are.
So tell us a little bit about the book itself. What is going on in State of the
Yeah.
Monsters?
Yeah, the long of the short of it is Texas as a state, more or less gets overrun by monsters. In this universe, this comic universe, kaiju monsters, or as they're called in universe, DBAs, destructive biological anomalies, are they do exist and they are known to exist, but they haven't really been a major concern in America. It's mostly seen as a foreign problem, and occasionally DBAs will show up in America, but very few and far between. And it's only within this recent memory in the comic universe that kaiju start showing up in Texas, start running amok, um, and because the government is kind of unprepared for them, they really just run ramrod. And Texas, because Texas has it has a lot of space. There's a lot of space for the monsters to kind of roam around. But also, Texas has its own separate power grid, and when your power grid is separate, if it goes down, it goes down, and it's really hard to get it back up and running. You know, our states put that to the test a couple of times
Yeah.
over the years. Yes, I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and but when you've got monsters fighting in your state and fighting the military, it's really hard to get the power grid back up, and so a bunch of businesses start pulling out, a bunch of people start leaving, and eventually the state more or less collapses. Like, it just can't be maintained, so the federal government just says screw it, throws their hands up and puts up a bunch of walls and stuff. So um and so the yeah, the comic, but then the comic itself, so that's just the setup. And so the comic itself, the intent is that each issue takes place um in a different part of the state, in like a different story, with the state as kind of, the state itself is kind of the main character, kind of the through
Hmm.
line. um and the first issue, the first volume, whatever you want to call it, Showdown in the Hill Country, is about a touring company that brings in, you know, rich folks from the other states, the 49ers as they call them, to come in and look at kaiju. And it's kind of a day in the life of this kind of madness.
Now, I'm going to try and get this interview up as quickly as possible so that folks can hear about it.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter will wrap up on September 8th. You've already fully funded and unlocked
Yeah.
several stretch goals. Have you unlocked all of them, or are there more to come?
We've actually been scrambling to make stretch goals. Like, we have a group chat for the publisher, you know, me and
Hmm.
the publisher and the Kickstarter manager and all that. And we're like ping-ponging around ideas because we hit our first two stretch goals surprisingly fast. And so we
Right.
were like, we need more. So we've been, you know, and we've got stuff kind of in the we've got stuff in the queue, like, that we can tap into if we need. But yeah, it's been incredible. Like, we hit our goal in 2 hours. We were
Yeah.
still doing a live stream while it was being funded. That was incredible. I definitely got a little misty-eyed on camera. Um, and it was actually very fun for those of you who tuned in. My partner basically kicked in the door to my office with a sign that says "Goal" on it, and it was really, we really made a show out of it. It was very fun. I'm just like flabbergasted, you know, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are currently almost to 300 backers. We just this morning cracked 22,000, which is our most recent, which is our, and that one was, everybody gets a free Chupacabra sticker. Like, every
Okay.
physical reward, every physical backer gets a
There it is.
free sticker. And then we've
Yeah,
got
I'm
other
looking at
stuff.
it right now.
Yeah.
It's showing
We've got other,
It's showing locked, but the tally is $53 over the.
oh yeah, well,
So it'll
it
take
kind
a
of
little
just
bit to.
happened. And I think
Right.
I think our because our other folks, you know, working on it, they do have lives and they do have other
Yeah,
stuff they
yeah.
have to do.
It'll take a minute to update. Sure.
Yeah, but
Sure.
it's so cool. Like, we had some ideas for some really ambitious stretch goals, but we might hold off on those because
Hmm.
they're so ambitious that we're like, we don't want to we almost don't want to take too much away from the campaign itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't want to overshadow the book, but we'll see. We'll see. We're still kind of talking about it. We're trying to come up with a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 2 hours is pretty respectable. I back a
Mhm.
lot of Kickstarters. Of course, occasionally you'll see one that funded in 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
there's a couple I'm following right now that have been going for a little while and haven't funded yet. And they're
Yeah. I,
hoping that they've still got like 16 days to go, so they might make it. But
it's
2 hours is
tough.
pretty good.
It is. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I have to sit here and I have to like, do I want it to be more? Do I want it to like go to the moon? I obviously that would be amazing. As a freelance artist, our income depends entirely on word of mouth and fandom and stuff,
Hmm.
and my reputation and my, our ability to get work done, and so, and this is because the thing is like working is a little bit of insider baseball. Working on licensed gigs is great. Like it's amazing. It can make your career, but it's not really where the money's at. Like, and
Hmm.
when I say money, I don't mean like, oh man, I need to buy a third Lexus or another
Yeah.
1,000 dogs. Like,
Right.
it's not. I'm not rolling in it, but like having an original IP is like that's the stuff you kind of like the profit is yours. Like you pay,
Yeah.
of course, you pay your net expenses and stuff, but the that's where like this is potentially the most important gig, the most important set of contracts I've ever signed, because it's all mine. I'm not doing something for
Hmm.
someone else. It's mine, and it's my IP, and it's not just this artistic endeavor that I have a vision for. It's also, a source of money that's my own, and I am very, very, very grateful to everyone for taking a chance on it, for
Hmm.
trusting me enough to want to take a shot at a IP that they're not familiar with.
Well, there's several different pledge levels. There's a digital, softback, hardback, which is a stretch goal that unlocked, and you can add on T-shirts and there's some pins here or
Uh
charms.
yeah,
Charms.
some buttons, some charms. Um yeah, the charms are really fun. Those are designed like I had some initial concepts, and then I handed it
Hmm.
over to Samantha Wright, who is a local artist. I'm trying to keep the team as local as possible, as Texas based as possible.
Hmm.
Um, because I don't know, it's just nice. It's nice to have Texas talent working on this. And so Sam, I've known for a couple of years now, and she has such a fun, clean, cartoony style that I'm just like, this is wonderful. And so she really knocked it out of the park with the character designs there, with those charm designs. We've got a print pack, um, which two of which are mine, and then the other two are also other Texas artists. Ash Vasquez did the Queens of the Night print, which is really lovely, almost looks like a concert or a rave poster. Um, Ash has worked with me on some official Godzilla stuff, and including one of the Mothra covers. And the Texas Titan Tours print is sort of like it's modeled to look like a tourism print, a tourism poster, and that was Devin. I want to make sure I pronounce his last name correctly. I think it's Devin Kraft.
Hmm.
He was one of the artists on Godzilla versus Texas. Um, and he has his own Kickstarter coming out. So
Oh,
yeah, okay. I don't know why. It's
it's
because it's because on Instagram he's Cheshire Cat.
Mm-hmm.
And so for some reason in my brain, I keep thinking his last name is some form of Cheshire, but it's not.
Cheshire.
It's crap. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Is his Kickstarter kaiju related? Do we need to get him on here when the time
Um,
comes?
You know, I don't think so. It's a little
Okay.
more of what looks like a bit of a mix of high fantasy and sci-fi. I
Okay.
kind of hard to describe. But the art. He's a really interesting and unique artist. He has a really he's kind of he's a little different, you know. Let me
Mm-hmm.
see if I can. I'm just curious. It's called White Wall.
Okay.
Um, and the description is wartime cognitists triage medics stem a mental health pandemic at great personal cost. So it's a psychological horror. It's a war story slash psychological horror, but it looks like it's very heavy sci-fi, um, and just very he has very bold colors, very psychedelic colors in the way he approaches stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I highly recommend checking out his stuff.
Okay. Yes, I'm seeing it here. I'll go ahead and click notify me on launch.
Wonderful.
Now, it looks like from these drawings that the kaiju themselves are kind of Texas centric. What can
Yeah.
you tell me about them without spoiling
Oh, let's
everything?
see. So our kind of flagship monster is the big fella. Um, and he's I don't want to say he's our Godzilla because he's not. That's not quite. That wasn't quite the inspiration I wanted to go for. He's a lot more chill than Godzilla. He's mostly just wants to be left alone. Um, but yeah, he's as you can tell, he's definitely modeled after a horned lizard or a horny toad, which
Mm-hmm.
is a
Yep.
native Texan species, or it's most prominently found in Texas. Um, and but I didn't want the monsters to be just literal giant so and so's. I wanted them to
Uh-huh.
be inspired by Texas flora and fauna or Texas
Okay.
concepts, but not literally. Because to
You didn't want
me,
just a giant Gila monster?
yeah, which is still like a classic, and it's like I do kind of think like it would be funny. Although I think Gila monsters are a little more native to like far west Texas, going into like New
Mm-hmm.
Mexico and Arizona. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I wanted them to have those kind of Texas themes, but I wanted them to have little unique twists to them and make them more monstery, more kaiju. Because to me, that's what kind of makes a kaiju. What turns a monster into a kaiju is something unique, something a little different. And with let's see, so big fella, and all the monsters have like species classification names, but they
Mm-hmm.
also have like these colloquial local names. Like the big
Sure.
fella's Latin name is Monstruosaurus texia, and which combines the Spanish word for monster with the Latin words for lizard and Texas. So it's basically like the monstrous lizard from Texas.
Right.
uh, so let's see. And then there's Queen Vesper. She Latin name is Vespertilia thrax cordycepsis. Um, and her name was so damn long, I was forced to come up with a shortened local name for her. Um, just because was getting tired of having to repeat it to people. um,
Right.
but Queen Vesper is she's a giant bat, but she is sort of bonded, like on a genetic on like a cellular level with this fungal spore mold that nobody really knows where it came from, but it is from deep within the earth. Like it is deep, deep, deep. And otherwise nobody really knows where it came from. And while she is kind of the matriarch, she more or less commands this entire colony of spore bats that are a little like, I guess they're closer to like an owl or something, or like a really big hawk or an eagle. Like they're big, and they are very aggressive. And Queen Vesper does not care for the big fella. They definitely fight over territory a lot in Central Texas. And those are our first two, and there are definitely more. And we just went up another like $30 in the campaign. Like
Well, that might be me. I just changed
Oh.
my soft cover to a hardcover.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah,
Well,
we
the
just...
hardcover wasn't up yet when I pledged. It wasn't unlocked.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we just we hit the hardcover stretch goal, but then we had people asking can I upgrade? And so we went and fixed and edited that, or rather the team went in and edited that. So I'm glad for that.
Yeah. Well, Matt, I think we kind of covered everything here. Thanks so much for joining me today. Like I said, I want to get this up as soon as possible. So
Sure. Well, I really appreciate it. I'm sure I could talk for hours about this. I definitely talked people's ear off at Kaiju Go about it. The big thing that I definitely am proud of is the giant novelty map of Texas. I don't know if you've seen it.
I think I did. Yeah.
You were asking me about what kind of happened in the Odessa area.
Yes.
And well, in the map, the Odessa area kind of has a big black spot over it that basically is a no-go zone. So I haven't revealed what that is yet. It might be another issue or two before we get into that. But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, like I said, I really appreciate it. I appreciate the time and the spotlight.
You're welcome. Yeah, folks, we're all in Texas. Matt's in Texas. I'm in Texas. Honeybee. I'm in Odessa. Honeybee's in Austin.
Yeah, we're kind of in the Austin. We're like in the just outside of Austin. Well, basically Austin.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's going to wrap it up for today, folks. We'll put a link, of course, to this Kickstarter in the show notes. Thanks for joining us. Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements. Please don't misuse science. We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.